morning, and welcome to the first episode in my series, Summer Indonesia. This summer we're spending an entire month in Indonesia. We're going all over the place, hopping around to different islands. It's going to be fantastic. And we're starting things off right here in Ubud, Bali. Come on in. Breakfast has arrived. That looks really good. Omelet, potatoes, sausage, bacon, toast. Obviously, this is fantastic. We're sitting by a pool, surrounded by rice paddy fields. We got breakfast delivered to our room. But of course, Ubud is very touristy. A lot of people come here. Why wouldn't they? So on the surface, it does look like any other tourist town. Busy streets, just a lot of Westerners, souvenir shops, people hassling you to get in their taxis. But if you get off that main road, you can see the main road is just right here. Just take a walk down the side road. But I just come down this little pathway. There's some amazing, amazing sights here. Look at this, what do we got here? A little temple? This is basically me just picking a random road off the main street and walking down it. And that's the beauty of Ubud. Coming off the main drag, finding a little street like this and a temple, just sitting here, completely quiet, alone with my thoughts. I got you.
When the world is going hazy and I lose my mind, I'm the only one that sticks by my side. When things are going crazy and shit ain't right, baby, I'm my own ride or die. Through the dark and the sad, people tend to leave, but I'm my own constant and that I believe. When the world is going hazy and I lose my mind, I'm the only one that sticks by my side.
Circling the runways, I'm about to take off. Rainfall is shining pavement, just like some lip gloss. Was pissed off, now I'm cool about it. Kinda shocked that I found an outlet. Been working on shit, they soon astounded. I'll climb a hill.
Zoom right into your mouth. So we got a little lost, but this lady's gonna show us how to get out of here. And voila! That's pretty good.
Feel weird when a friend's nearby. Conversation really wastes my time. By myself when I lose my mind. Yeah.
So the name Ubud actually comes from the Balinese word Ubad, which means medicine. At one time, they grew a lot of medicinal plants here. You can see it's an incredibly fertile area. Nowadays, they mostly grow rice, which is this right here. You probably know rice from the flooded fields. This would be flooded at one point in time, but it's almost ready to be harvested. And you can see these are basically grains of rice. Pop one of those open, and if it peeled back all that the husk, that's basically a grain of rice. All these individual little pouches are grains of rice.
In Bali, they made a law that said you could only grow one kind of rice, which requires the use of chemical pesticides, because the rice, you could get 3 harvests from it instead of the usual 2. And there was a big problem with starvation in Bali, not enough food. So the government said everyone needs to use this kind of rice. But because of all the pesticides, it's very bad for the soil. So the soil became not so fertile. So now there's a big move back to organic rice. And there's a huge demand for organic rice from Bali. So farmers are starting to use more organic type farming. And I imagine like using the ducks like that.
Yeah.
Because they paddle around and they aerate the soil and they eat the insects. It's like a natural pesticide or fertilizer. They poop in the water and it fertilizes it.
Hey, what is this? What's going on here?
Slide a board in that.
Slide a board in that, and then what happens?
Cut off the water
Why would they want to do that?
because they don't want water on their rice.
You can see they plant it on layers so they can flood certain fields at certain times. It's really one of the most beautiful agricultural things that humans produce.
Do you know why they flood it?
So the reason that they flood it is because most rice grows better in flooded conditions, but it also helps keep weeds from growing and it helps keep pests off of it. Okay, so this is a paradise, but it's also the tropics. And with tropical weather comes critters, a lot of life in general, but some of it are gross critters like cockroaches. So last night I was fast asleep in the bed, just dreaming of beautiful things, and then I heard this. I went, what the? And I went over here and I was like, what's that? And we lived in Vietnam for 2 years, so we know cockroaches and all these critters and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I think there's a cockroach they clatter their wings. Clatter seems like the right word for that. And then I heard, and then I went, boom, and it went right into my armpit. I didn't have a shirt on, and it was like burying itself into my armpit. I'm like, ah, it's like, ah, and then I go, boom, and I knocked it off the bed, and Sarah wakes up, and then it became like a cockroach hunt in the middle of the night because we wanted it out because it was obviously attracted to my armpit. At one point I'm looking over here for it, I got like a flashlight on my phone, and Sarah goes, what's that above the door? And I turned, and then it just see a blast of like a streak just go pshum, just, and then ran underneath the bed. So we knew it was like under the bed, but we couldn't find it. Eventually we just went to sleep. But the hero, Sarah, this morning, she found it and trapped it underneath this lid. So now I have to deal with that. Should I go fast? Ooh, he's trying to get out. Okay, I'm gonna lift it up and then I'm gonna hockey shoot him. I'm Canadian, into the bushes. No, I wanna hockey shoot him. He's probably gonna just go right in my face. There you are, you little bastard. Okay, get out of here. Ugh, it's just creepy looking. Now, if you're looking for authentic Indonesia, Ubud is not the place to go. It's kind of glazed over with yoga practicing tourists. It's the love and eat, pray, love. The main religion here is actually Hindu. You can see this is maybe Vishnu. Well, the rest of Indonesia is predominantly Muslim. Now, for me, I see that as a positive for Ubud, mainly for one reason: pork. Okay, guys, here we are. This is the best pork in the world, according to Anthony Bourdain, who is, honestly, I don't know if I would be shooting these videos, or even if I'd be traveling like I do if it wasn't for Anthony Bourdain. So before I dig in, Sarah's already started, let's do a quick toast. Because he featured this place, or a branch of this place, on his show. Cheers, Anthony Bourdain. So, what we have here is roast pork. Look at this skin. It's crispy, super, super crispy, juicy. I'm so excited for that. We got pieces of pork here, super tender, covered in some kind of sauce. I'm not sure what this is, crispy bits of something, salad, soup, rice, and an extra helping of pork skin. I have been waiting to eat this food for a long time. It's probably one of the reasons we came here to Ubud. was to eat this. So I'm gonna try with a big hunk of pork right now. Oh, that chili paste on top. So good. The pork is juicy.
Just doing fingers.
Oh, so good. So good. Wow. Oh, good. I'm gonna try a piece of the skin. Oh my god. You hear that crunch? It's like eating glass, but like pork infused glass.
They probably shouldn't be allowed, right?
Oh. Yeah, it's gotta be terrible for you, right? Oh, it's so good. Blood pudding's good?
That is the best blood sausage I've had in Asia.
It's blood sausage, blood pudding. That's super creamy. It's really good. Wow. So these guys do pig better than anybody else on the island, or probably any island in Indonesia. Bali is kind of known for its pork though. Green bean sambal, crispy garlic, like cowpea green beans. It's like a nuttiness to it. Oh, this food's great. And what are these?
Fried pork.
Just fried pork meat? Oh, wow. Wow, that's really good. That's fantastic. The food scene in Ubud is fantastic. I would compare it to places like Hoi An, which has kind of that Western influence. A lot of chefs came over and started cooking the local food, but with like a little bit of a spin on it. They have that here, and they also do a lot of local Balinese food really well, like that pig dish. We also had some crispy duck that was absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of organic places that grow their own vegetables right on site. And yeah, we had some fantastic pizza, and we had some hummus, a lot of vegan, vegetarian food. So there's really a vast amount of options, and even if you don't like Asian food, maybe you're picky, you just like Western food, you're gonna find what you want here.
How many tofu chunks out of 5?
Obviously, this is a paradise. Incredible food, serene scenery, but I am getting a little antsy. My bottle of rum is empty. I think it's time to move on. We only have 30 days in Indonesia, so we gotta make the most of it. After 5 days here, we're gonna jump on a plane and we're flying to the island of Komodo. We're gonna see the dragons. It should be an amazing experience, so make sure you subscribe below and stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and that's it for Bali. The rest of the trip won't be so jolly.